Headline news most affecting Chilliwack this week. A political shocker next door in Abbotsford. Meanwhile, Abbotsford Council approving a flood plan that directly affects Chilliwack. Chilliwack Youth getting a new hangout. And the Vancouver Canucks come to the aid of a young Chilliwack minor hockey player in need of a kidney transplant. We'll have more on that in sports coming up. Josh has the week off. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. And the news for Zacharias Vickers, LLP. Our top story. Actually, our top two stories come from the next door neighbor in Abbotsford. While Chilliwack Mayor Ken Popoff has confirmed he will run for re-election in the October 15th municipal vote, that's not the case for Abbotsford Mayor Henry Braun. First elected to council in 2011 and then 2 terms as mayor in 2014 and 2018, the 72-year-old is stepping away from politics. And he has been through not just last year's flood, but dealing with a growing economy, a gangland issue, changes in management for TradeX and the Abbotsford Centre. That included the loss and the gain of a pro hockey team, and watching Abbotsford march towards 200,000 people. By the way, chillTV will have municipal election coverage on October the 15th. And still with Abbotsford and directly affecting Chilliwack. Council there approving the Sumas Prairie long-term flood mitigation option. That includes improving the dikes, a new pump station for Sumas River, and improving the Barrowtown pump station. That directly affects Yarrow and the floodplain. During the November flood, access to Barrowtown was through Yarrow. An important community program for youth moving to the Chilliwack Landing Sports Centre, thanks to support from City Council. Council approving funding and in-kind support for Chilliwack Building Youth Futures with an indoor hangout. This was at the recent council meeting. The Chilliwack Building Youth Futures indoor hangout offering after-school activities, indoor space for skateboarders in Chilliwack, and it does blend mainstream community sports and recreation with services and activities focused on vulnerable youth populations. Now, the program is supported by a number of local businesses and organizations. Meanwhile, Chilliwack Building Youth Futures and Chilliwack Pride have partnered up to host a free youth dance party. That's coming up in just over a week's time, Friday, June the 24th. It's a free event that will be at the Chilliwack Landing Sports Centre with free food and drinks, a free photo booth, free music and dancing, and a lot more. And the theme is retro, so you dance up and dance to the music across the decades, or when I was a teenager. Now, this will be limited to ages 12 to 19. Parents are welcome. The event is being billed as a safe place where everyone is welcome, respected, and loved for who they are. No alcohol or drugs permitted on site. While the freshet is fairly average this year, there's been plenty of concern on social media. This year's freshet is 3 to 4 weeks later than usual, but it is not expected to create any major problems. However, the FVRD has closed a number of its parks, including the bike park at Island 22, and the trail next to the dog park has also been closed for safety reasons. The 10th annual Sasquatch Day is coming up this weekend. It is co-hosted by the Village of Harrison Hot Springs, Chehalis First Nations, and others. The event aims to share Chehalis culture and traditions, and in conjunction with support from the Harrison Festival Society. Tourism Harrison and the many volunteers who make it possible as well. Now, all the celebrations are on the west side of the lagoon, and remember, pay parking is in effect. Canada Day celebrations are back live throughout the valley. There will be fireworks at Townsend Park starting at 10 o'clock on July the 1st. The City of Chilliwack website has all the details. After 54 years, Homer's Restaurant on Yale, across from the courthouse, closed its doors for good. That happened on June the 10th. The longtime owners felt it was time to retire, and they were the first to admit that the pandemic sped up the process. Now, chillTV has learned the building was sold and does expect an announcement on what is next for the restaurant, but that won't be for another few weeks. The Eastern Fraser Valley Lions Clubs are once again presenting the Cultus Lake Pike Minnow Derby on Saturday. It falls on the free family fishing weekend, so fishing licenses are not required. There will be nearly $9,000 in cash and draw prizes. This derby will aid the recovery of the Cultus Lake sockeye population by modifying the factors that affect their survival in freshwater. The ultimate Uber Rambo fan in Hope is, as we all know, Tourism Hope's Brian McKinney. And he has had the 40th anniversary plans for the local filming of that first Rambo movie, First Blood, in the works for quite some time. Now, back at the May 24th meeting of Hope District Council, McKinney and Tracy Painter from Tourism Hope, Cascades and Canyons made a presentation to outline a few things that will happen in the lead up to the celebration. There will be a 4-day festival from October the 7th to the 10th. Yours truly will be the MC for the major event on the Thanksgiving weekend. There are many other details still to be announced. On Sunday, October the 9th, a portion of Wallace Street will be closed off, but that's all that organizers are saying for now. And yes, a car crunch will be part of the fun. Wink, wink. We would be remiss if we didn't do a shout out and a congratulations to all high school grads. With the pandemic over the past couple of years, a number of grads didn't have a prom, let alone the cap and gown ceremony. And last week, all 3 Chilliwack high schools had their commencement ceremonies at the Chilliwack Coliseum. After the break, we're back with sports.
This week, an interesting article came across my desk that paints a great picture of what is happening now with local population growth. I've summarized the points to give you a good idea of how this will affect the housing market now and in the future. First, Canada has the fastest growth rate of any G7 country. People from all over the world want to live in Canada. We are the second largest country in the world with the 10th lowest population density, meaning we have the room to accommodate immigration. Immigration to Canada is projected to bring 450,000 new immigrants each year for the next 3 years. That's 1.3 million new Canadians by 2025. British Columbia is second only to Ontario for immigration. It is anticipated that we will see 100,000 new immigrants to our province each year during this 3-year period. Our population growth isn't just limited to immigration, though. In 2021, British Columbia saw a net 34,000 increase to our population from Canadian residents relocating to our province. Combined with current immigration numbers, that's an overall increase in residents by 134,000 last year alone. To keep pace with this sort of population growth, we need to add a minimum of 60,000 new units each year. Currently, we were falling below this target, averaging closer to 50,000. Immigration is dominated by the economic working class. When they arrive, their savings do not go as far purchasing in Vancouver. So where are these new Canadians moving to? The percentage of immigrant permanent residents in Abbotsford and Mission is second only to Vancouver at 25%. So how does all this information affect the local real estate market? First off, we know that the population is set to increase. We also know that a large number of people moving into Canada are choosing British Columbia to settle, but more importantly, a significant number are relocating to the Eastern Fraser Valley, where property prices are lower than the city. We also know that it's the economic working class that are moving here and are looking for less expensive options to move to. With new housing starts lagging behind the expected rate, there will still be a supply issue moving forward into the future. As construction costs escalate and developers and builders slow their new home starts, the lack of supply won't be felt until it's too late. And supply once again has fallen well below demand. We are in the middle of a correction in home pricing. Is it the war in Ukraine, interest rate increases, job security concerns, or all of the above, causing the trepidation in the home buying consumer? All of this uncertainty cannot outweigh the fact that there is a serious supply issue looming on the horizon. The housing market is cyclical, and as history has shown us repeatedly, prices will rebound and the market will stabilize. The average price of a single-family home in Chilliwack has now dropped by 3% over the last month to $1,030,000. Will the average price drop below $1 million? Probably yes. But this doesn't mean or change the fact that once the house is sold and off the market, there is one less housing unit available to sell. As consumers regain their confidence, more homes will sell and the cycle will start all over again. What appears to be an excess in housing supply currently will get bought up in time, and another surge in panic home buying will occur as inventory drops. This is inevitable. That's all for today, folks. And don't forget, if you or someone you know is looking for any real estate help in the future, please don't hesitate to call, text, or email. I'm never too busy for your referrals. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.
This is Paula DeWit from Seen Here First, and today in the studio I have a guest from G.W. Graham. He's a member of the film festival, the Student Film Festival. His name is Jonathan, and he's going to tell us today all about his film that he wrote and entered. So why don't you tell us the name of the film and a little bit about the film?
Hello, I'm happy to be here. Well, I made a film, Spider-Man. It's a fan-made film since I don't have the rights for it, but you know, it's just like a passion project that I made and submitted.
So you wrote a big script for it. Tell us, how do you just come up with a film? You don't just say, hey, here, I have a film. So tell me a little bit about the steps that it takes to create a film. And as I understand it, you are a one-man show in this film, so you don't have a whole crew of actors or a film crew, but you did this all on your own. So tell us a little bit about the steps and how you created this.
Well, it all starts, I guess, with the head, with the imagination.
You created that idea in your mind first.
Yeah, I create like pictures, or because I like to draw a lot, so I create pictures, and I think what that's gonna look like on the big screen, right? Right. And then once I have that, I start writing a script about that, and then start writing a story, and then try to film it and put that to reality. Kind of my basic.
Interesting. So then you submitted it, and then they thought that you were worthy of being in the competition.
I guess.
Yes. So you go to G.W. Graham. Who is your teacher for the film teacher there?
Michael Florazone, I think.
All right, very nice. So what kind of equipment did you use for your film?
Well, a camera.
Yep, very good, yes. I know, because we had a couple of other students that came in here, and some of them actually use the VHS. Some of them were using iPhones. Some of them are using 4K. So what kind of equipment did you have?
I don't think I can afford 4K, but I had a pretty okay camera, I guess.
Like a Sony kind of a thing?
Canon, I think, Rebel.
So you just stick it on the tripod and then away you go.
Yeah.
Very nice. So then you do all the editing after. So you created all your film and then you went home and you edited it. What kind of equipment do you use to edit?
Oh, I used a software that actually my brother introduced me. It's right there. It's called HitFilm, HitFilm Express.
Okay. Well, let's have a look at this film.
Yeah, no.
Where do you think I should put this?
Oh, that goes at the back of the trunk. Yeah, you can just put that there.
Okay.
You don't want to make Boss Man angry.
Okay.
Well, get to it then.
The BC Hockey League and the Chilliwack Chiefs announcing their schedule for the 2022-23 season. It will be the Chiefs' 33rd season overall, and it will kick off with a pair of road games against Langley Friday, September 23rd, and then Surrey Friday, September the 30th. They'll make their debut at home at the Coliseum Saturday, October the 1st at 6 o'clock, where they will take on Merritt. The Toucan Teddy Bear Toss Night, that is December the 10th at the Coliseum. That will be against the Victoria Grizzlies. About a month ago, chillTV told you about young Madden, an amazing young man, about 13 now, and a veteran of Chilliwack minor hockey. But in his short life, he's had more medical issues than most people have had to endure over the course of a lifetime. Madden has chronic kidney disease, so he needs a transplant. A GoFundMe page had been set up to pay the bills for his family to stay near BC Children's Hospital. And now, the Vancouver Canucks charity, Canucks for Kids, is asking their fans to pitch in. Now, again, if you want to donate, look for Madden and Chilliwack on the GoFundMe search engine. Spartan Summer Swim Camps 2022 will be running summer programming this year for ages 3 to 12. They start in July. They go to the Spartans Swim Club social media for more information. Also, the Spartans will be hosting the BC Division Tournament for the qualified swimmers. That's at the Landing Leisure Center. That is coming up next week from June the 24th to the 26th. GW Graham Athletics have been busy over the past week or so. The Grizzlies track and field team were at the 2022 BC High School Provincial Championships. And then the senior girls rugby team, they were off to the BC Senior Secondary School 14s Provincial Championship on their own. Nicely done. UFE soccer teams as well as the volleyball teams unveiling their Canada West regular season schedule on Monday as part of the conference's larger schedule release. Now, for UFE soccer, the men's and women's, the Canada West campaign marks a return for inter-provincial competition for the first time since 2019. The 2020 season was canceled because of COVID. The 2021 sched saw the Cascades compete strictly within BC during the regular season, with interprovincial crossover not happening until the playoffs. The Cascades women's soccer team launches their conference slate in late August. They'll host UBC on August 26th and the Victoria Vikes at Rotary Stadium on the 27th. With the UFE men's soccer squad, they kick off their campaign the following weekend, hosting Thompson Rivers on September the 2nd and UBC Okanagan on September the 4th. That's at Rotary Stadium. chillTV weather, it's sunny breaks for Father's Day and the chance of showers on the high of 20. If you'd like to participate in reporting news in Chilliwack and you have a story you think we should know about, you can always send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. We'd love to hear from you. That's the news this week. Happy Father's Day. I'm Don Lehn.